And oh, it's spinning second gear. Hello everyone, welcome to Liberebil. If you're new to Liberebil, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and hit the notification bell. I was going through the statistics and I saw that most people aren't getting notifications. So make sure you hit that notification bell and then you guys will be notified when I make a new upload, which is every Monday and every Thursday here on Liberebil. Unfortunately, no drag racing because of coronavirus. MSA has been open recently, but that's a conversation for another time. Fresh out of the Honda Jazz Sport and into the Suzuki Swift Sport, and let me tell you, the difference is night and day. The Honda Jazz's lethargic CVT can't compare to this Suzuki Swift's torque converter automatic. Again, I would prefer a manual in these budget hot hatches, but this press fleet vehicle was optioned with the 6-speed automatic. Quite a good 6-speed automatic. The torque converter locks up quite nicely, quickly in gears, and it's got the flappy paddles behind the steering wheel in order to change gears when you so prefer. Unfortunately, they do change for you when the car revs a little bit too high. A little bit more on that later. Now, the Honda Jazz came in at a whopping 359,300 Rand. The Suzuki Swift comes in at 347,900 Rand, which is almost 11,000 Rand cheaper than the Jazz Sport. I don't think you're getting less car. Yes, for the Jazz, you're getting a little bit of practicality here and there, but that's what you call maybe a lukewarm hot hatch. So I don't think it's a hot hatch. This is a proper, humble little hot hatchback. And I'm not going to beat you all around the bush. This car went straight into my top 10, into my top 5 to be more specific. It beat the Fiat 500 Abarth to number 4. The Fiat 500 Abarth has been completely knocked off my list. We have Mustang in number 1. We have Renault Megane RS in number 2. We have W204 chassis C63 in number 3. Suzuki Swift Sport in number 4. And we have... oh, I forgot my number 5. Let me just check my notes quickly here. IS350 S Sport. The reason why I must check my notes is because I'm filming alone today. Unfortunately, yeah, coronavirus is messing everything up. And obviously I can't be filming with other people in order to stop the spread of coronavirus, and everyone is scared at the moment as well. So yeah, let's continue. So even though yes, even this 1.4, even though the Swift Sport is so high up in my top 5 cars, it does not mean it's without flaw. The plastics used inside the Suzuki Swift Sport is far subpar quality. The materials just don't feel nice at all. The sound system. Not enough motoring journalists complain about cars' sound systems. So it sounds like I'm the only one in the industry complaining about sound systems. The Japanese are known for being very audiophiliac, like Steve Gutenberg would say, and I'm an audiophile, as a lot of you know. I love sound. It's a big thing for me. The sound system totally misses the mark, same like its competition. There's no volume. The minute you get up on the volume, the thing just starts distorting. It spun a little with these 195 16-inch tires. Yeah, man. Other than those 2 things I don't like about this car, everything else I like. Let's start off with the weight. This car's coming in under 1,000 kilograms. You're looking at about 975 kilograms here for the Suzuki Swift Sport. That's really light. And that means this 1.4 liter turbo booster jet engine doesn't need to work, the torque doesn't need to work that hard. You've got 103 kilowatt and 230 Newton meters of torque. And because the torque comes in between 2,500 and 3,500 RPM, it peaks. You've got a lot of torque low down. You don't need to ring it out. That brings me on to something that's a little bit not so good about this engine. When you do ring its neck, it does run out of puff on the top RPM. So I found myself pulling a pedal a little bit earlier than I'd usually allow the automatic on the automatic gearbox to change gear. I mean this is I'm gonna try and go, but just grips. It just grips. And it's not that stiff, eh? Because of the high suspension. It's not that low to the ground. You get the forgiving. It's very forgiving. It understeers a little, quite a bit into the corner, so you know quickly where its limit is and where you can't push it past. The steering wheel is really well weighted. The brakes is very assertive. Let's get down a bit here. The torque, again, I'm going to short shift now, about a 5,500 RPM, then I'm in the power band again. Just to get it rolling to the next corner. It's a car that rewards you the harder you drive it, the more you push it into a corner. It's dynamically intoxicating. I love pushing this car. And, oh, it's spinning second gear. I'm absolutely smitten with this car. To be honest with all of you, it's one of the cars I'd buy with my own money. I'm glad Suzuki didn't offer it with the adaptive cruise control here in South Africa and some other odds and ends that would push it past the 350,000 rand mark. Yes, the plastics inside is cheap. Yes, it doesn't have a very good sound system, but the bases are covered. You have these very huggy sport seats in front. You can adjust the seat nice and low. I am sitting a little bit high for town driving because I want to see where the corners of the car are. I love the seating position. I like the dials. They look so expensive. They look so befitting a hot hatch. You get other cute things like Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. The infotainment system is really easy to use, unlike the Honda Jazz Sport, which is more expensive. You get keyless entry. You know what? Let me just enjoy this part of the road, and then I'll tell you guys what I do to a Suzuki Swift Sport if I were to buy one, which I'm probably going to. I mean, that torque, that pickup between. Let me just get it to 3,500 RPM quickly in fourth gear. That pickup over there is fantastic. I want to try and get the wheels to squeal a little, so let me see how this next corner was a little bit tighter. Ah man, this is I can't get enough of this. It's not fast, but it's fast enough for its weight and the way its chassis handles. Let's see this corner. Nope, I can't get the tires to. Let me see. I'm gonna try this next corner now. Maybe I can go in a little bit hotter. And I mean, I'm going 10. Okay, not 10. I'm not going fast enough. That's how freaking characterful this little car is. Oh, the radio went on here. Oh, it's a wire. The other thing with the Swift Sport is its fuel consumption. I'm currently averaging 7.4 liters per 100 kilometers. You've also got a boost gauge and a power thing and a torque thing here in front of me, which I also kind of like. So what did I do to my Suzuki Swift Sport? Well, I'd lower it and I'd put thicker tires on. Journalists overseas with a broader tire and grippier tire in front, say a 205 instead of this 195, or maybe 225, can get this 0 to 100 down to 7 seconds stock 0 to 100. That's really impressive considering this thing only has about 103 kilowatt. I'd go as far to say I'd have the Swift Sport over this competition, over the Polo GTI. That's how impressed I am with this little car. I'd also fit an exhaust system and definitely a sound system. Now, with the sound system, don't go Alpine, go Focal. Put the 10k into the sound system, it's going to be so worth it. I mean, Focal, I think they do a lightweight sound system as well. I mean, I've heard Focal aftermarket sound systems. It's unbelievable. It's a French company. They do very high-end things, so you do pay a premium. But do the Focal and do a matched Focal amplifier that has DSP corrections, that you can DSP the sound inside the car in order to make the woofers perform at their best. So yeah, that's a couple of things I'd add to the Suzuki Swift Sport. But as you can probably tell, I'm really impressed with this car. I think it's one of the better cars I've driven in 2020. I'm not a horsepower guy, I'm not a kilowatt guy, I don't go after power. I love the way a car makes me feel behind the wheel. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video of the Suzuki Swift Sport, I recommend this thing wholeheartedly. And go and test drive one. You need to feel what this thing drives like. It is fantastic. You know what? Now these people drive. I mean, the torque, it just makes you overtake absolutely effortlessly. But yeah, subscribe, thumbs up, beef review. Oh, I want to get too hot here. Beef review, Liberebil. I love this thing. Liberebil out.